Ariel Helwani in Las Vegas for UFC 213 alongside Jim Miller, who meets Anthony Pettis Saturday night live on pay-per-view. Jim, it's good to see you. You have had some big fights, but I think this might be your biggest. Why? First time in your career you're fighting with a nickname. True or false?
True. That's true.
Now, what is the nickname?
A10.
Where did this come from?
I just I felt like the time was right. And I've joked about like coming out as the Warthog here and there, but it was always kind of because of the A10 Warthog. And it's I don't know, it's kind of my style. It's not the prettiest plane in the air, but it gets the job done.
Now, what does A10 have to do with the Warthog?
That's what it at least it used to be, is the A10 Warthog is what they call
Oh, really?
it. Yeah.
Is that like a hunting thing?
No, it's a Air Force
Okay.
Yeah, Air Force plane.
I understand now. Okay, so are you now comparing yourself more to the plane or to the animal?
To the plane, yeah, and the animal a little
Are you
bit.
saying that you sort of resemble the animal, or you kind of fight like the animal?
Resemble the animal,
Okay.
short, smelly, hairy, and ugly,
Yes.
but built to take punishment and to dish it out. So
Now, are you the one that came up with this, or did someone on your team do so?
I came up with it,
Okay.
because I've been playing with the idea here and there, but like I said, I just felt like the time was right.
You've always been sort of like this no-frills kind of guy. How does it feel to actually now have a nickname, and have you officially told the UFC, Bruce Buffer, to say A10 when he announces you on Saturday?
It's just part of the game we play.
Okay,
It's Jim Miller's not the easiest name to brand. It's a little bit it's a little bit
Vanilla?
Yeah, vanilla, white bread,
right.
bland.
That's right.
So it's just throw something in there, and one of my guys that trains at the gym made up some pretty cool logos for me, stuff like that too.
I saw them on your social media. Very cool stuff. Love this fight. This is an interesting fight for a couple reasons. I kind of feel like this fight is sort of like 7 years in the making, because I remember in 2010 when the WC guys were coming over, Pettis was the champ. You said that these guys are going to get weeded out quickly, and you were going to be one of the guys to show that the UFC lightweights are better. Now here you are fighting the guy who was the champ coming in. Are you surprised with their longevity? How good some of them did in the UFC.
Well, what I said
Yes.
was the top couple guys are going to have the ability to stay.
Okay.
The rest were going to get weeded out, because the idea was that all these WEC guys are going to come over. The entire division was going to come over and just wipe out the UFC, and that's what I said.
Okay, so are you saying that there's a revisionist history?
Yeah, no. I mean, he always had talent. I mean, I knew that the top couple guys could come in and make waves, but sometimes things get a little bit in the heat of the moment, they get misconstrued.
Fair enough.
It's definitely one of those fights that we've been at or around each other for a little bit,
Yeah.
and it was bound to happen. So.
What do you make of him right now? Because he went down to 145. It obviously did not go well. He missed weight last time. And I still feel like he's trying to find himself again, reinvent himself at 155. Do you feel like he has it in him to be the Showtime of old, or do you feel like he's on the way down? As someone walks right through it. Alistair, for God's sakes, I'm doing an interview and you walk right through the camera. I mean, where are the manners, Alistair? I'll deal with you later. How rude is this guy?
I'm not gonna, judge him on what's happened in the last year or two.
Okay.
He's the former champ in the UFC and WEC. The kid's talented. I don't know what's going on in his life. I don't know what he's had to deal with aside from tough, dangerous opponents, inside the octagon. So when I, look across here at him, I see the absolute best Anthony Pettis that's ever been. And I think that we're a little too quick to kind of jump on somebody when they're having a little bit of a tough time. And, he's dangerous. He's a dangerous striker. He's very creative. It's a good matchup, because if I fight my fight, I'm going to kick his ass. If he fights his fight, he's going to kick my ass.
Right.
So we're going to be in the middle, and we're going to try to impose our will on each other, and we'll see how it goes, and neither of us are going to back down.
And I kind of feel like you can sympathize with that whole, that idea of everyone counting you out and saying that you're done. Because I feel like not that long ago people were saying that about you, right?
Of course, but it is one of those things that I've always looked at a fighter by their collective career. You know, the saying "you're only as good as your last fight," I've always hated that. I've always thought it was bullshit, because you don't know exactly. I know for a fact that a former UFC champ lost their title puking their brains out for 24 hours before the fight.
Who's this?
I'm not going to say. This is insider information.
Come on.
This comes from.
You can't drop that sort of hint.
Yeah, this comes from high ups. You know.
Okay. How recently?
Not in the modern era.
Okay.
Not modern. But I mean, that's what fighting is. I mean, we get 15 or 25 minutes to show off what we've got. It's a very small moment in time. It's very unforgiving. So yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like, okay, well, sometimes I get people count me out a little bit, but I mean, as a fan, I don't look at him or like BJ. BJ's one of my favorites, man.
Yeah.
You know, what he's accomplished and what he's done in fighting is second to none. So he's had a tough road, but he's still BJ Penn.
Right.
You know,
He's still Anthony Pettis. You have a knack, by the way. Kudos to you. Somehow you end up on these big cards, like 100, 200, MSG. You just end up so well done. Could we? And I saw that. I never asked you about this, but I saw you one time do the Ultimate Warrior promo.
Yep.
I mean, could we get something for this? I mean, this is a big one. This is 7 years in the making. You got anything for us? It doesn't have to be Ultimate Warrior, but something.
Well, I put out the other one the other day.
Oh, you did. I missed that one. Which guy was it?
It was Apollo Creed.
Wow. For 4th of July?
Yep, for 4th of July. It kind
of those that missed it?
Yeah, for those that missed it, I put out a video. I was just subtly putting in, last sparring for 213,
wow.
And I just shot a little skit with some of the guys at the gym, and
You're not going to give it to us here.
No, I didn't. I didn't play the part of Apollo Creed. We kind of did a mock-up of when he entered the ring for the exhibition with Ivan Drago.
All right. So. And Pettis is not Russian. Doesn't really sort of fit this one.
It doesn't. It doesn't really fit. But it was. I got to wear basically every piece of clothing that I own that has the American flag on it.
All right. Well, keep it up. Congrats on the new nickname.
Thank you.
Good luck in the fight.
Thank you very much.